It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And the pregame warm-ups wrapping up out there in Cleveland, where it'll be the Cavaliers against the Indiana Pacers. Last game for the Pacers, they ended up with a loss to the Kings at Golden One Center. They'd like to play well to start this season series. They haven't forgotten how this team knocked them out in the first round last season. Miles Turner in action tonight. 11th pick in the 2015 draft. Hard to believe he fell out of the top 10, given how well he's played in his young career. Just what makes him one of the top young big men in the league, Jet.
Well, he's very mobile for a player of his height. I mean, this guy's mobile, agile, and versatile. He's got all the tiles.
You know, he has a natural sizz-off tiz-utch on the shiz-out, and that's rare for a big mizan.
No diz-out.
Kevin Hizarlin
Oh,
standing by
Ernest.
with the call.
You speak the language. I like it.
We've got NBA basketball in store for you here at Quicken Loans Arena in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. It's the home of the Cavs, live on 2K Sports. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Last game for the Pacers, a loss to Sacramento.
And they had a ton of missed opportunities at the foul line. That's always a game changer.
It's almost like a field goal kicker missing after all the hard work is put in. It's just a frustrating way to go down.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, Kevin, Channing Frye's floor spacing puts opposing bigs in a bind. Frye says big guys like to paint. I make them allergic to it. Their big guys want to help, but he can't. He's got to come to Fryland. Just sit out there with me. So it's a pick your poison kind of thing. Kevin, if there's one place I know you'll love, it's Fryland.
That's right, T.A. You and I both, maybe after the broadcast, you and I can swing over there for a bite. Chris, as a player, when you're looking at your team and how you're playing in these early stages of the season, what are some of the things you're looking for? What are some of the compass signs you've got to read here?
Well, you're hoping to see tendency. You're hoping to see the culture, which means that your guys are getting to the gym early, that they're practicing, that what you tell them is shoot around, they're paying attention to during the game, that it follows through. A lot of it is more than X's and O's. It's about that culture, that winning culture, where you're doing all the little things. So you want to make sure that everyone is all dialed in, that they're sacrificing, that the team is the most important thing for them in the season. And you can tell that every day by how they practice, their routines, and then their effort on the court.
So sometimes early on it's more than just the wins and losses. That can be a little deceiving?
Yeah, definitely. The wins and losses are deceiving. Throw those out the window, because if you're building wins on bad habits, if you're building that castle on sand, so to speak, you're going to get knocked down when you get to play against a really good player. You're just kind of building up extra confidence, thinking of yourself more than you ought to. But I had a great coach always tell me that if you worry about the process, the wins and losses will come. If you worry about the wins and losses, you totally lose control of the process, and all heck can break loose.
I like that. Well said. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for Indiana, Young and Turner up front. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3. Now here's Collison. Isaiah Thomas unable to get his last shot to go. Collison dishes to Turner. Outside Collison. Shot clock at 6. Oladipo for 3. No good that time. And Cleveland will come the other way. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
You know, it seemed like once it went to overtime, the confidence from both teams just really seemed to go in opposite directions. And unfortunately for them, they were on the wrong side of that equation.
Now Oladipo following.
I I love Bogdanovic's ability to put the team first. When he sees one of his guys open, he's a willing ball mover.
And the replay presented, of course, by Under Armour. Unleash chaos. Great stuff and some great basketball going on.
Wow, he's only going to hit that shot about 1 out of 10 times.
The Pacers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
And you got to appreciate the determination that Bogdanovic showed there. When he puts it on the deck, he's looking to finish at the basket.
Now, here's Wade. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New York. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. Indiana leading by 4. Inside, here's Bogdanovic. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And Bogdanovic, a talented scorer, likes getting involved down low.
Thompson, a screen on Collison. It's a pick by Love. Thomas with the ball. Picked up by Collison. Love the pass to James. And no good that time. Good D by Bogdanovic. Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Guys, a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
Here's Thomas, and it's sent back by Turner. Oladipo outside. It's Young on the wing. He's guarded by Love. They get it back. The kick out to Young. Cranes it from beyond the arc.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Cavaliers trail by 9. And it's Wade. That time on the assist by LeBron.
Now, look, I like seeing Wade get loose inside. He's effective at converting deep in the post.
Here is Collison. 9 points last game. Here's Turner. Somehow misses the one-handed flush.
Yeah, you won't see him miss many dunks unless you've got somebody right in his face, as was the case there on that possession.
Something affected him on that shot, and it wasn't the defense.
And the basket by Collison.
Oh, that's the blinding quickness of Collison. That is exactly how you want your point guard to run in transition.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Thomas kicks to LeBron. Over Bogdanovic. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And Tyronn Lue thrown right into the fire as the head coach of the Cavaliers, and he led them to a title in his rookie year as a head coach.
Yeah, it was a whirlwind, but he's so organized. He knew the changes he wanted to make. Coming in and leading a championship team, he was up for the task.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Wade is one of the best at ever drawing contact. Look, he's solid at getting the D to foul him while he's shooting.
Well, you knew that Wade was going to have a different role with the Bulls, but I don't think many saw him acting as a three-point threat.
Wade has never been a good three-point shooter in terms of percentages, but when the game's on the line, you know he can knock it down. He had one of his best years in terms of percentages last season.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
And you watch Wade and know he isn't the same player he was back when he averaged 30 a game. But in short bursts, he can still give you a glimpse of that old flash. He knows when and how to dial it up when the game is on the line.
And both free throws good for Wade. And Chris, as you said, Wade can still take over a game for a short period of time.
There aren't many players that are scarier with the ball in their hands with the game on the line than Wade. He just has a knack for coming up big when his team needs him.
Now, here's Oladipo. He's coming off a 13-point game against Sacramento. Turner dishes to Collison. Over Thomas. And no good. Trying to use the glass. The Cavaliers trail by 5. Here's Thompson. That shot off. Good work defensively by Turner. The Pacers have gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. Turner with a screen on Thomas. Outside Turner passes it to Oladipo. Banked in off the glass.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
To the inside. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Thaddeus Young. And LeBron James has openly stated very publicly, especially last year in the finals, he is chasing Michael Jordan. He wants to be the best ever.
And at this point, he might be top 2. Jordan with 6 titles. Hard to see LeBron surpassing that. But just to be in the conversation with the GOAT is an achievement in and of itself.
The first free throw is good.
Well, it's clear that James is already an all-time great, a champion, a surefire Hall of Famer unless you're an idiot.
Joseph, he's checked in for Darren Collison. And both free throws, good for James. And you know, Chris, LeBron took a lot of heat going to Miami, but when he played with the Heat, he said he learned a lot how to win there. And certainly the results show with 2 championships and 4 NBA Finals.
The fans in Cleveland, they should be happy that he left, learned how to win there in Miami under a great leader like a Pat Riley, and came back and brought that knowledge to Cleveland and won their first championship. I'm sure all is forgiven now.
Shots good by Turner.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Joseph against Thomas. He feeds it to Love. And it's sent back by Turner. They retain possession. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And Indiana called for the foul. And Tristan Thompson in the middle, a player, Greg, who understands his role.
He just plays hard and does the little things. Defense, rebounding, energy. When he's blocking shots and protecting the rim, he is one of the best bigs in our league.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw. And Chris, usually the guys who score a lot of points get all the attention. But if you had to pick some who don't get a lot of credit for the way they fill it up, who would some of those names be?
That's tough. I think anytime you have a guy like DeMarcus Cousins, who's a big guy and one of the top leading 5 scorers in the league, I think he doesn't get enough credit for scoring. His teammate, Anthony Davis, probably because of his record and his team not winning as much, doesn't get enough credit. Kawhi Leonard, because he's quiet and unassuming, doesn't grab that credit. And then you got guys like Gordon Hayward, who's just coming onto the scene, Kemba Walker, who's exciting, and Jimmy Butler. I mean, it's a lot of guys that don't get enough credit. And if you want to go to the West Coast and go back to point guards, go to Damian Lillard, who probably was snubbed as an all-star. But that's the great thing about this league. There's so many great players. You got to play hard every night to get some credit. Because if not, someone else is deserving to have their name up there just as well.
And Cleveland making a change here. Price checked in. The Cavaliers trail by 6. Now Rose. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New York. Tries from 10. No good on that one.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Sabonis with the bucket.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now here's Rose. Up off the screen and finished off by Rose.
But how about the heart on display here tonight from Rose? Just flawless in his attack at the rim. Boy, it's tough to match his quickness.
Here's Joseph. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Nobody near Stevenson. Here's Jefferson, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
They set the pick. Here's Rose. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Yeah, coming off of a good pick, you want to get that one. He gets the separation he needs. I know he would love to have that one back.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Pacers shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And that one misses.
Absolutely stone cold at the line thus far.
Good on the second free throw. And the Cavs front office never shy about making bold moves. You think about changing coaches a couple seasons ago, even with the team's record at 30-11.
Well, T. Lue is the answer. They weathered a lot of criticism, part of the responsibility of leadership. Can't always make the popular call. You got to make the right call.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Indiana moving the ball around. Stevenson outside. Screen by Jefferson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. That one on Rose. The Pacers have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far. First free throw is good. All free throws good from Lance Stevenson. The Cavaliers trail by 11. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. For so often there are some players who have one unstoppable move or something that they'll lean on if their team needs a basket. What did you feel your go-to move was when you were playing?
You know, I've said this many times. I just felt like my go-to move was just get a bucket. And so it depended on where I was on the floor. You know, I love the jump hook from the left block looking in, my 15-foot jumper, 17-foot jumper. I felt that if I came off a pick and roll and I caught the ball live, I could drive or I could shoot the jumper that if you were a big fella, you were at my mercy. And so, you know, those were really my spots on the floor to really try to do damage. So, you know, it's just about the point guard, the team that you're playing with, where shooters are on the floor in case you get double teamed, and just kind of knowing your game. And so I felt comfortable on many spots on the floor, and depending on what spot on the floor, time and possession, that's where I was going to go and just try to be successful.
I always felt you read well. You reacted well after your read.
Yeah, because, you know, I grew up on teams where coaches, you know, would want me to do the correct play, and just because you can shoot a jump hook, your favorite shot over 2 people, but if you have a wide open, great knockdown shooter in the corner, you're supposed to make that pass. And so that's what I mean about, you know, what's your favorite move. It really depends on where I was, because a lot of times it was to get my shot first, and then if I knew the defense was coming, it was to identify where that next guy was going to be. So if I didn't score, I was going to get the ball to the guy that was. And it was an easy way to kind of control the pace and the play from the game from that post position.
Here's Joseph following the score by Cleveland. Pass to Leaf. Screen by Jefferson. Shot clock at 5. Offensive rebound. Here's Leaf. Fires the 3. Nailed from three-point land. Leafs got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Rose passes to Smith. Baseline try. That one a little long. Pacers leading by 11. Here's Stevenson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for Indiana.
And they are going where the going is good for them right now. The painted area, high percentage and high volume shots.
That free throw good from Stevenson. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. The Cavaliers trail by 12. Shumpert in the corner. Off target from outside. Joseph against Smith. And Joseph kicks to Sabonis. Back to Joseph. Down low. Here's Jefferson. And he banks in the layup. Jefferson's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Well, I love how they've done it. They built this huge lead with points in the paint, dominating physically.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
And with D. Rose going through the free agent process this past summer, very different market than when he first signed his big extension back in 2012. But still, there were teams that wanted what he has to offer, and he'll make an impact.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And for Rose in his free agency, he isn't, Greg, the same player he once was, but he can still run a team, and he can get you some points.
Yeah, and his leadership is a big part of the package now. He can be a good mentor to upcoming guards in an organization, act as kind of that bridge, if you will, for a team, or that missing piece for a franchise looking to make a run. And it's really all about the evolution of Derrick Rose, finding out how to be more effective at this stage of his career. And, you know, I think he's done a good job of not relying on his outside shot as much. Still can attack and get to the rim, and it's starting to lead to better results.
Now here's Jefferson. 11 points for him in that last game against Sacramento.
Don't forget, he also racked up 3 steals. He showed terrific anticipation and heart on the defensive end.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And it's happening at both ends, trying to end this thing before it begins.
Here's Crowder, who's coming off a 13-point game against New York.
And equally spent as much energy on his D. I mean, 4 steals kind of tell the story.
And it's the Pacers with the ball after the miss from Jay Crowder.
And it takes a car ride to get around him. Jefferson, one of the more effective screeners in this league.
And here's Rose. Smith dishes to Crowder. There's the screen. Kicks to Rose. From deep. No good. Shot missing. And so it's the Indiana Pacers in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We've got more in store for you right after this. And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into every game.
Go back and I'm able to, read the scouting report, and also when I get to the arena, I also watch more film on each and every guy that's going to be playing, guys that I know I may be, matched up against, throughout the night. So I'm not surprised by anything if it happens throughout the game. So it's a lot of preparation that goes in, to just one game, just trying to get one win, but that's what it takes in the NBA.
I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play, and rarely does he look surprised out there or caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it and some guys don't, but he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And for the Pacers here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
Oh, yeah, this is how they squeezed out extra possessions and captured the early lead.
J.R. Smith out there with Jay Crowder. Then it's Rose. Then there's Iman Shumpert. And it's Fry in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Now, here's Fry. He dishes it to Rose. And finished off by Rose.
And without question, Derrick Rose is one of the most athletic players the league has ever seen. Right there, reminding us just what he can do.
And Joseph kicks to Jefferson. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And taking a look back at last year's numbers, he's about a 76% shooter.
And that one falls for Jefferson. Chris, I know that when you go through a season, there are certain matchups that you love and certain ones that you don't. When you were playing, which other power forwards did you just dread, just did not like going up against?
Well, Kevin, I would kind of change that and say dread to me was love, meaning that I dreaded and I loved to go up against Tim Duncan because you knew you had to be prepared that night. I loved and I dreaded going up against KG. You know, I played in the era where in 1 week I could have played against Shaq, Rasheed Wallace, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon. This is all on the West Coast. So for me, you know, I dreaded the Western Conference, but what's so good about it is that you just have to be prepared. And you can't dread the NBA. It's like you grew up wanting to play against the best players in life. And so I really love the fact that I had to be my best every night or you're going to get embarrassed in the league. So it was every power forward.
Never an off night, was there, Chris?
Never an off night. And, you know, so I can't say I dreaded Karl Malone over Barkley or Olajuwon over David Robinson or Tim Duncan over KG. It's just like, hey, man, you got to put your big boy pants on, get ready, and go to work, baby. Put your hard hat on.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Guys, the league may have never seen a player with more control on and off the court than LeBron James. He is a superstar, a playmaker, a coach on the floor. Some say he's the GM, and he even has a stake in a player agent business. LeBron says it's his dream to one day own an NBA team. Well, he's certainly getting some practice. Kevin?
No question about it, David. He's well on his way. As important a player as we've ever seen in basketball. Timeout called, Cleveland.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
Thompson, he's checked in for Channing Frye. And a change for the Pacers. Turner's checked in for Al Jefferson. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. And stolen by James. Here's Thompson. Goes to the reverse layup and claps it in.
Look, Thompson's getting after it. A highly skilled offensive rebounder who crashes with power.
Pacers leading by 15. Collison, the pass to Bogdanovich. On the wing, Turner. He's covered by Thompson. The drive by Collison. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. 6 points for Collison.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
James has a two-pointer. LeBron with another miss.
The D pretty much taking that possession off, but the shot's off target with nobody near.
Right side, Collison. Takes the three. That one, no good. And Cleveland the other way now. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year.
Yeah, some history here, though. Of course, they won that first-round series in last year's playoffs and ended up sending them packing.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Well, look, Collison is a point guard who gives you a little bit of everything when he runs the offense. He's good from deep, and he can stretch a team out. He's careful with the ball. He sets up a lot of players without giving too many turnovers away.
No good on that one. And with Collison, I think one aspect of his game that has always been sound has been his efficiency on the offensive end. Chris, he doesn't get baited into taking bad shots.
Collison is good at taking what the defense gives him. It's a big part of why he's got such a high career field goal percentage. He has a great mid-range game, and he can stop short and connect if given space.
And he's good on the second.
And the 6', 175-pound Collison is a vital part of this team, a speedy point guard who can get hot in a hurry.
Back to LeBron, and finished off by LeBron.
You love seeing James soar like an eagle. He's exceptional at rising up quickly for the alley-oop.
Collison kicks to Young. On the wing, Turner. Back to Young. And the rejection by Love. To the paint from 7. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson.
And taking a look now at stats for Isaiah Thomas. Last season, he played outstanding. He averaged 29 points a game, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. What incredible numbers. He has been a beast.
Yeah, impossible to check right now. When he's on a roll like this, there's not much you can do to stop him.
Collison dishes to Bogdanovich. To the middle. Here's Turner. Yep, that one goes in there. And the Pacers lead by 16.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're already getting dogged out there. I mean, and now he's landing body blows.
Now here's Thomas. 26 points for him last game against New York.
Well, he also made a mark with his passing and had the assist total to show for it. He'll be beating himself up if they can't come back because he is not carrying his weight at the offensive end.
Here's Oladipo. Rebound, Love. Love's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Dishes it to James. That shot, no good. Good defensive work there by Young.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And for 3, Collison looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Timeout called, Cleveland. And the Pacers with the longest standing ownership in the NBA.
And that's a lot to be proud of for Pacers fans. I mean, Indiana, a state that loves basketball. And the Pacers haven't won fewer than 32 games since 1989. So they're always in the fold in terms of being competitive. And a chance here to check out some stats on Kevin Love. He's coming off an excellent season. 8th in rebounding. And he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percentage.
He was a top 10 rebounder last season for good reason. He's an incredibly intense guy to compete with. And for a full game, too. I mean, just nonstop.
LeBron is so powerful. Amazing how he maintains focus, even with the D draped all over him.
Collison against Thomas. Here's Turner. Good D by Thompson.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Second shot opportunity. It's rebounded by Indiana. Young's got 4 rebounds now tonight. There's the 3. A nice shot by Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic has got 5 points now this quarter.
And you just have to admire that aggressive nature of Bogdanovic. He's just itching to pull the trigger as soon as the ball hits his hands.
Now here's James. 23 points for him the last game against New York.
And at the defensive end, are you kidding me? Blocks 4 shots, an intimidating presence throughout the game.
Now here's Oladipo. Following the shot by Tristan Thompson.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's LeBron. Here's Thompson. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. The Cavaliers have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And a Kyrie's trade demand over the summer, a reflection of his frayed relationship with LeBron. James, with a forceful personality, it seems that may have grated on Irving.
And so he hits both.
Now, we've all seen this guy's development. Thompson has proven to be a valuable role player. He's exceptional at tracking down rebounds and a more than capable defender.
And it's slammed in by Turner.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
Well, they continue to extend the lead. Terrific play on both ends of the court.
Now, here's Wade. Back to Thomas. And it's sent back by Turner. They recover it.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Here's Young. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
And LeBron remains an outspoken leader on this Cavs team. Still interesting, though, to see whether he alters his style somewhat in light of the Kyrie situation. Perhaps leaving more to the coaches and looking to blend in more with his teammates.
Screen by Young. Floats it up for Young. A shot that time, not on target.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
Well, a good attempt to try to finish that alley-oop steal, though. Still should have went for something better than that.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
It's tipped. Stolen by Thompson. And here we go. Wade heading to the hoop. And then Wade slams it in.
Be cautious around Wade. He's solid and clogging up the passing lanes with his length.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
And really, as recently as 2014, the Pacers were a team with that old school front court. Some tall timber inside, and they played that slow, methodical pace. They have revamped the roster, looking to space the floor and really fire it up on offense.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Jay Crowder's checked in for Love. Smith comes in for LeBron. Iman Shumpert is checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Rose in for Thomas. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Sabonis, he's checked in for Young. Leaf comes in for Bogdanovic. Lance Stevenson's checked in for Oladipo. And it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. And the Pacers now looking to revamp how they approach things. The rebuild is on, it would appear.
Yeah, and a good time to do it when they saw Paul George would be leaving. Won't be easy to make the transition, but the Pacers do have a good collection of young talent.
Pacers leading by 23. Stevenson outside. Inside. Pass to Sabonis. Shoots over Crowder. The Cavaliers pull it in. Thompson's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And the wide-open shot from Rose. And it comes off the front of the rim. Here's Sabonis. The shot that time not on target. Good work defensively by Crowder. Thompson in the post. Turner covering. Thompson with the bucket.
This is where Thompson feels comfortable. Shooting very close to the rim. He's efficient.
Joseph with the ball. Pass to Leaf. Stevenson outside. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. This will make 4 trips to the line so far in the game. And that one falls for Stevenson. Channing Frye's checked in for the Cavaliers. And Stevenson drops them both. Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Shumpert passes to Fry. There's a good screen. Over to the left wing. Rose. The shot drops. His shooting percentage improves. He's 3 for 7 now with that basket.
And the defense tried to slow him down, but Derrick Rose just a handful when he gets around the rim.
And Stevenson kicks to Joseph. Joseph against Rose. Feeds it to Crowder. Crowder sets a screen for Smith. Rose against Joseph. 4 on the clock. Can't hit from 12.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
The Cavaliers trail by 21. Smith with a wide open look. Hits the three-point bomb. Smith's got 6.
Some great awareness being shown by Crowder. Spotted the open man and made a fantastic dish.
Joseph, the pass to Sabonis. The 9-foot shot. That shot is off. Smith with the defensive effort. Shumpert with it. Now guarded by Stevenson. Here's Smith. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. To the right side. Here's Sabonis. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
The Pacers have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11.
And they shot 81% from the line last season as a team. So you really can't find fault with what they're able to do there.
He's off on the first. Jefferson's checked in for the Pacers. That one misses. The Cavaliers trail by 18. Shumpert in the corner. Offline with his three. Indiana's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Stevenson kicks to Joseph. Over Fry and out of bounds. The Cavaliers will take it.
Well, the defense had nothing to do with that turnover. They're just fortunate. That's just plain sloppy passing.
7 seconds left now here in the second. There's Rose with the three. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's Indiana holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Kevin. How do you guys get back in this game after the first half?
Thanks, Josh. I mean, we're getting good ones. I don't know what it is. We had the day off. So we get our legs under us in the second half, come out, go on a big run like we usually do, and we'll be fine.
We'll see how it goes. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, a pretty lopsided game, but still one half to play. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. So it's Indiana who's out on top at the half. They are in control of this game, up by 18. Kenny, what's your take?
Well, it comes down to confidence. From the opening tip, these guys had that swag. They had the attitude that you can't beat us, we could only beat ourselves.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that will wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the second half.
Welcome back, folks. So much to do here in downtown Cleveland and East 4th Street, right in the heart of it all. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Darren Collison really has his fingerprints all over this one.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, right. I mean, the defense hasn't had an answer for this guy yet. Just too skilled, too driven thus far.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Pacers leading by 18. And so in the game for the Pacers. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. Young and Turner up front. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3-zone. And now the fast break. Thomas with the ball. Up again.
Well, Thompson's the first guy you better box out. If you don't, he's always prepared to dunk it back home.
Pacers shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
And for the contending teams like the Cavs, the buyout market has proven to be critical. A very important way to add talent around the deadline.
Yeah, think about what the Cavs did last season. I mean, they got D. Williams, Andrew Bogut, just what they needed. Playmaking and shot blocking. Unfortunately, Bogut got hurt. Still, those veteran pieces can make a big difference.
Free throw good, Bogdanovich.
And Bogdanovich is a confident, efficient player, a guy who can play either the 2 or 3 spots on the floor.
A flawless finish on the alley-oop.
Oh, what a beautiful pass. And then to catch and finish all in one motion. Stupendous.
An alley-oop like that, Greg, is so rare you just got to take a second and enjoy it. And the rejection by James.
Love watching James dominate on defense. An impressive rejection artist. You better check your rear view when you're drive it to the hole.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They play team ball. So if you pay him too much attention, that just leaves other guys open and is too difficult of an adjustment to make.
Here's Turner following the basket by LeBron James. Can't hit from in close.
He's been off target for the most part, but it hasn't held them back as a unit.
Wade outside. Bogdanovich against LeBron. Back to Wade. He kicks to Thompson. And it's sent back by Turner. And he recovers it. Thompson with the bucket.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Turner with a screen for Collison. Down low. Stolen by Wade. Now Cleveland moving it up. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Out that one, the Indiana lead has been cut to just 11 points in the basket from Thomas.
That was all about the assist. Great pass to set up the shot.
Collison against Thomas. Outside Collison. There's the pass to Oladipo. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Wade can't hit.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Well, I'd love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
They are a lousy 1 for 5 for the half. They need to find a way to get it going there.
And the lead is down inside single digits. Wade's got 8 points.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
A try by Collison, an easy 2 points on the layup. And the Pacers lead by 11.
And the skill Collison has inside, so great at catching the D off guard when he's down in the post.
Timeout called, Cleveland. Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. He doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team. Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. LeBron against Bogdanovich. The screen from Thompson. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And checking out some numbers for Wade. A very nice season for him last year. Last season, he averaged 18 points per, 3 assists and 4 rebounds. When you have a shooter like him off the bench, it makes scoring so much easier for the bench.
Yeah, when he's taking on the scorer's role for that second unit, then the others can go focus on what they naturally do best.
Bogdanovich, no luck. And here are the Cavaliers. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. And it's in there. And that's now 10 points for Dwayne Wade.
Wade is an athletic beast. Look how he just demonstrates his impressive quickness on that drive right there.
Turner with a screen on Thomas. Fires from the line. No good on that one. And Cleveland will come the other way. James outside. Now the feed to Thomas. Love with the screen on Collison. The screen from Thompson. James dishes to Thomas. And Thompson kicks to LeBron. 5 on the clock. Over Bogdanovich. And it's LeBron missing.
That's a shot that will drive his teammates crazy. There's just no reason to take it. He should have kicked it back out and reset the offense.
And the rejection by James. Oladipo against Wade. Over Oladipo. Another miss by Wade. Pacers leading by 9. Collison with it. Now Thomas defending. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
That's a great job to converge on him inside and prevent that easy.
And it's LeBron missing. Now here's Collison. 12 points for him. Screen by Young. Collison, the pass to Young. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Young's got 5.
Oh, I love to see the selfishness from Collison. Really whips the ball over to the open man quickly.
James kicks to Thompson. It's a pick by Love. Wade on the wing. Guarded by Oladipo. To the middle. Here's Love. Rejected by Young. They retain possession. And he gets it back. Here's Collison. There's the dish to Turner. And Thompson sends it back.
Look, Thompson is a more than capable defender. He has excellent length, and he uses that to swat away shots.
It's Thomas outside. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Collison dishes to Oladipo. Back to Collison. And Thompson sends it back. 3-on-3. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And for 3, Collison. Thompson with the rebound.
He hit a 3 in the first half. Now he's searching for his first outside shot in the second half.
Pacers leading by 11. Now Oladipo. He has 6. Softly drops in the floater. 8 points for him.
Oh, look at the soft touch on the teardrop.
Cleveland's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. It's a pick by Love. James kicks to Thompson. Comes up empty off the pick. Pacers shooting an ugly 27% since halftime. Here's Oladipo. The baseline jumper goes down. Oladipo's got 10 points.
He's really developed that nice in-between game. Smooth.
And there's the foul, and Darren Collison picks it up. That is his first foul of the game. A different look now for Cleveland. Crowder comes in for Tristan Thompson. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Dwayne Wade. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Al Jefferson's checked in for Turner. Leaf comes in for Bogdanovich. Lance Stevenson's checked in for Oladipo. And it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. Now here's Thomas. He has 6. Passes it to Crowder. 6 on the shot clock. Shot to stop the drought. And that one goes long. Pacers leading by 15. Stevenson with it. Now Thomas defending. Screen by Jefferson. The 3 from Joseph. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
They've come in with a great overall strategy, the right attitude, and the scoreboard reflects that.
And the call will be against Thaddeus Young. That's his 3rd foul of the game. For the Cavaliers, Channing Frye's checked in for Love. Smith comes in for LeBron. And Shumpert in there for Thomas. In Indiana with a change here too. Sabonis is checked in. There's Rose with the 3. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. 11 points in the game.
And that's a shot Rose must make consistently. When he's making it rain from there, this team is hard to match up with.
Now here's Stevenson. He has 6. And Channing Frye gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Stevenson outside. He feeds it to Joseph. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Sabonis. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Cleveland. With the teardrop. Rose, no good.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those 2 things that he possesses.
Now here's Jefferson. He's got 9. The Cavaliers pull it in. Frye's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Shumpert. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be Lance Stevenson.
No, I love Shumpert. I mean, defensively, he's reliable, but offensively, you know, these guys now can depend on him, and he has a great sense for when to shoot the ball as well.
Free throw, good. Shumpert. And both free throws good for Shumpert. Pacers leading by 13. And here is Joseph. 5 points in the game. Pass to Leaf. Inside. Here's Stevenson. The stupendous finish in traffic. Stevenson's got 8.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Here's Rose. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
And Derrick Rose certainly equipped athletically to punish teams in the paint.
Pass to Leaf. Here's Sabonis. Jefferson kicks to Stevenson. 5 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Puts it up from 12. It's not going to go for him. Cavaliers go the other way with it. Outside Rose. Outside Crowder. Back to Rose. Smith outside. Shumpert with the screen for Smith. His three-pointers off the mark. Pacers leading by 13. To the inside. Crowder with the steal. Here's Shumpert. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Shumpert's got 4 this quarter.
Oh, the soft release of Shumpert. He just fired that immediately.
Joseph against Rose. Joseph, the pass to Sabonis. Just 5 to shoot. Screen by Jefferson. Down low over Smith. Jefferson can't get that one to fall. The Cavaliers trail by 11. Crowder dishes to Smith. Kept alive, Fry. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Fry's got his second basket of the night. Indiana's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Joseph against Rose. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
For Indiana, they have made 9 free throws in the game, 14 attempts.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And Joseph drops them both. Stevenson against Shumpert. With 4 seconds on the clock, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And a guy who's averaged as many as 7 free throws a game in his career, Rose knows how to get to the line.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. And he can't get the first one.
And for Derrick Rose, the question will be how much of his MVP level of play from 2011 can he recover? You'd love to see him return to that form.
Good on the second free throw. Joseph. No good that time. And so it's Indiana with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. The Cavaliers trail by 10. They've got him on Shumpert. Jay Crowder out there with Channing Frye. Then there's J.R. Smith, and it's Rose in at the 1. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
And showing he can play above the rim. Crowder with the highlight right there.
So it's the Pacers now. The Cavaliers making the shot. Sabonis kicks to Jefferson. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Crowder's got his 4th rebound in this one. Smith right side. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Now, we know this guy Smith is one of the most fearless shooters in the game. I don't know if he's ever seen a shot he didn't like.
He's off on the first. He hits the second from the line. Pacers leading by 7. Joseph with the ball. Screen by Jefferson. Pass to Leaf from downtown. And Shumpert pulls it down. Well, Cleveland shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Beyond the arc. Smith, no luck. Pacers shooting about 42% so far. Joseph against Rose. Screen by Jefferson. Here's Leaf. There's the triple. They get the rebound. Second chance shot. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Two shots.
First free throw is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Stevenson drops them both. Now here is Smith. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Rose against Joseph. Rose in the post, misses from short range. Pacers leading by 9. On the wing, Stevenson. Guarded by Shumpert. Screen by Jefferson. Here's Sabonis. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. For Cleveland, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. The putback and the second chance effort by Rose.
And Derrick Rose so quick out of the gates. I mean, when he sees open floor ahead, he's at full sprint in the blink of an eye.
Now here's Joseph. Pass to Leaf. Indiana moving the ball around. Jefferson down low. He's against Fry. Shot clock at 3. And it's going to be a 3-second call. Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Wade comes in for Shumpert. The Pacers also changing it up. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Leaf. And it's Oladipo in for Lance Stevenson. The Cavaliers trail by 7. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. And it's Rose missing.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
Now here's Jefferson. Unable to get that one. Good D by Thompson. Rose with the ball. Now defended by Oladipo. Wade sets the pick for Rose. And the wide open shot from Crowder. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
No, coming off the screen, Crowder hitting.
Pacers leading by 4. Now Joseph. Jefferson setting the pick for Joseph. Kicks to Bogdanovich. Looking for Oladipo. He gets it there. He dishes it to Jefferson. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Cavaliers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter.
I love how Wade actively looks to find the open man. Look, he's effortlessly exploiting any holes in the defense.
Rose against Joseph. Outside Bogdanovich. Dishes to Jefferson. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. And the Pacers lead by 4.
Yeah, now 1 of 4 here in the fourth quarter.
Screen by Smith. They set the pick. Rose passes to Smith. That shot wide open.
Now look at this. This is one of Smith's specialties. He has a quick release fire off the pass.
And here is Joseph. Screen by Jefferson. Here's Oladipo. And it's Wade with the rebound. Over in the corner, Rose. To tie it up. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo.
Look, I like how aggressive Thompson is inside. He's easily picking up fouls thanks to his massive size.
And he can't get the first one. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Love's checked in for Crowder. LeBron comes in for Smith. And Thomas subbed in for Rose. The Pacers also changing it up. Turner's checked in for Jefferson. Young comes in for Sabonis. And it's Collison in for Corey Joseph.
And he had to have all of those guys. That miss comes at the worst possible time.
Oladipo against Wade. Here's Turner. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Thomas against Collison. Thomas's shot is off. Pacers leading by 3. Outside Collison. Young outside. Turner with the screen. Clock at 6. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Here's Young, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I tell you what, it's like football, having a 3rd and 13 and them running up the gut. It just frustrates the defense. You have to hate giving up second chance points. It's demoralizing. After basically, I mean, you had to stop.
And the dunk by LeBron.
And you can't give James any breathing room to pull up. If you do, you're done for.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now here's Collison. And again, it's Miles Turner. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 17 rebounds. Thomas a screen. Looking to get it going. Here's Thompson. Lays it up and banks it in.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
Now here's Collison. To the inside. Turner. And Thompson sends it back. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. Here's Collison. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times. The Cavaliers trail by 5. James dishes to Wade. Indiana's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. And Oladipo kicks to Young. Back to Oladipo. 6 on the shot clock. And so the ball is out of bounds. Bogdanovich touched it last. Cavaliers are gone. 7 of 15 from the floor here in the 4th. Right around 46-47%. James, the pass to Thomas. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. LeBron's got his 4th assist in this one.
Oh, never shy about going inside. Thomas may be small, but he doesn't let that stop him.
Now here's Oladipo. Turner with the screen. Oladipo dishes to Turner. And Thompson sends it back. To the middle. Here's Thomas. Got a hand on it. Here's Oladipo. And once again off the mark by Indiana. The Cavaliers trail by 3. To the paint. Kicks it out to LeBron. Feeds it to Wade. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. The Pacers shooting in the 4th quarter not pretty, down around 29%. And Oladipo, here we go. And it's Wade with the rebound. Wade's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Yes! And the foul. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
Whoa, the strength from Wade. You can tell he loves finishing through contact.
And it's tied up with that one.
I mean, I don't think most fans can understand the experience and leadership that Wade gives to his team and how huge it is. He's a fantastic player who commands respect.
And it's Turner finishing it off.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Now here's LeBron. To the paint, and it's sent back by Turner. They get it back, and they get it back. And that puts them in the lead. And the Cavaliers lead by 1.
See why they go to Love? Huh? You see why he's outstanding at scoring in huge moments. Love is pure.
A drive by Collison. Good D by Thompson. Cleveland's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them.
Watch out. Watch out. I love how James takes hold of these possessions. When his team needs a basket, he steps up to the plate.
Pacers trail by 3. And Oladipo kicks to Turner. Wade against Oladipo. And it's in there.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
James kicks to Thomas. His 3-pointers off the mark.
A defender nowhere near him, and he still can't hit it. He wants that one back.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, you got to stay down on Bogdanovic's shot fade. Once he has you in the air, the rest is easy.
Two shots.
He drops the first one, and that ties the game up. And so both free throws good that time, and that puts him ahead.
Close game. He nails every free throw. He's showing a lot of confidence.
Thomas sets a screen for James. Thomas kicks to Wade. Nice D from Oladipo. Indiana's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. They set the screen. He used that pick just right. And the Pacers lead by 3.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
A lot of times your defense is your offense is your defense. This is poor decision-making right here. You can't let them have that shot. Also might have been a lack of effort.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They're in front by 3. 1:15 left in the game. Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Miles Turner.
And guys, it's been a rugged brand of defense he's played. I don't know why they keep taking the ball at him. It seems like every time they have, he's come up with the rejection. And with every block, he's only gotten more and more fired up.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, Nate McMillan had some advice for the team during that last break, and he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed. Guys.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Here's Thomas. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Decisive bucket by Thomas.
When the score is close, you want this guy on the line.
Indiana's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Turner with the screen. Oladipo against Wade. And here we go. Fast break. James has got it. Count it, and the foul. It's on Darren Collison.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
We want people to tune in, don't we? This is what they're tuning into. Big moments.
Free throw drops for James.
Yeah, big play on the front end to finish, despite getting hacked there, and big on the back end to hit the free throw.
It's Oladipo on the wing. Outside, Bogdanovich. Oladipo, the pass to Bogdanovich. Here's Young. Buries it. He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot. A big bucket there to quiet this crowd.
And they need something to cheer about again, and soon.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth. Wade, right side, outside for Thomas. And there's the pass to James. He kicks it away. Fades away. Oh, no good there. The potential game winner off the mark. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. Well, if you're just joining us, this one has been a great one. We've got overtime action now, folks.
Let's get a nice clean game, huh?
So Cleveland will get the first possession. And so they have the first opportunity on offense right here as we begin overtime. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for Indiana. Young and Turner up front. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. And it's Bogdanovich in at the small forward position. Here's Collison. Following the basket by LeBron James. Got a piece of it. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. LeBron with the ball.
And James is great at staying alert on defense, pouncing on any opportunity he sees to swipe the ball.
Collison up top. He's guarded by Thomas. And here we go. Wade heading to the hoop. And Wade slams it in.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
Collison dishes to Turner. And Thompson sends it back. The Cavaliers, another fast break opportunity here. And James throws it down.
James is unreal in fast break situations. Impossible to contain when he's off and running.
And here we go. Fast break. James has got it. And LeBron throws it down.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
Yeah, and it's been a team game, a number of contributions. Guys staying focused. That's why the league continues to grow.
Now here's Collison. Turner with a screen for Collison. It's a halt the run, so the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
The NBA coaching ranks always looked at and scrutinized. Only 30 great jobs out there in the league, and yet they're on the firing line, it seems like, every season. Chris, what enables head coaches, in your opinion, to be successful? And has that changed over the years?
Well, I think what allows you to be successful, first of all, what is your acumen for the game? Can you communicate? Can you inspire players? Are you a humble guy? And, you know, I think those are the main things that you have to have as a coach. But look, players get traded all the time. Everybody's under pressure. So, you know, just got to do your best and keep it moving.
The first free throw is good. All free throws good from Turner.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Thomas kicks to LeBron. Overtime in full swing here. 2 minutes off the clock. And he comes up with the deuce. James has got the lead up to 10 now for Cleveland.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Outside Collison. Turner. That shot no good. James with some nice D.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Look at Wade attacking the open floor. He's so awesome at knowing what route to run in transition.
Pacers trail by 12. Here's Collison. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
James sets the screen for Thomas. The screen from Thompson. James kicks to Wade. Knocks down the 3 ball. Wade's got 7 now in this quarter.
You love watching LeBron whip over to the open man. He's a genuine leader. He keeps his head up and eyes moving.
Oladipo, good.
And those are 2 teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Here's LeBron. And the Cavaliers with possession. They're on a 17-6 run. The feed to Wade. With some arc. A second chance effort. And the layup is up and in. Wade's got 22 points.
Wade is a tremendous scorer. He's a superb player who knows how to get it going.
Pacers trail by 13. There's the pick. Collison, the pass to Young. Back to Collison. Turner with the screen. They grab their own miss. Young. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
That's what every team needs. Guys getting after it on the offensive board.
Bogdanovich against James. Over Bogdanovich. LeBron can't get it to go.
Wasted opportunity. That's a good chance right there for an easy 2 on the open jump.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Cavalier lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Oladipo. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Now here's James. Thompson, a screen on Bogdanovich. It's a hand on it. They shoot again, and it's laid up and in by Thompson. And the Cavaliers lead by 11.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Well, a well-earned victory, feeding off the energy of this hometown crowd really all night.
A platoon swap here for Cleveland. Here's Joseph. Out left to the wing. Leaf buries the long-range jumper.
I don't think they were expecting that shot. They didn't really make an effort to get out on him.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. They're in good position here to ride it out.
Certainly, if they just play smart, this game's over.
Rose a screen on Stevenson. Shot clock and game clock.
Oh! And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
Connects from three-point range.
And guys, overtime not nearly as competitive as regulation. They've used up all their energy just getting it to overtime.
And so it's Cleveland winning this one. They escaped with a victory, although they needed an extra period to get it done.
Yeah, but what a great game. I mean, both teams, I felt like, gave it their all. But when it came to OT, it was just all about sheer determination on their part.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, were you satisfied with the team's performance tonight?
We got a very good team, but in order for us to continue to improve, we have to go out and we have to defend, we have to play for one another, and we have to be selfless. You know, it's not about the individual, it's about the team, and if we all give in to what the team needs to do to be better, then we'll be okay.
It is a work in progress, LeBron. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. See you next time.